Hi, I'm Julia Clarke, certified Ayurvedic wellness consultant, and I'm here today to talk to you about sugar, sweet cravings, why we have them, and what we can do about them. So we're just coming out of the winter months. It's been cold and dry for several months, and from an Ayurvedic standpoint, during the winter, we would actually recommend that you take more of the sweet taste. Sweet taste is considered to be a consequence of the earth and water elements in Ayurveda, which for our purposes today simply means that it has a heaviness and a moisture, so it's very balancing for winter weather. However, here we are moving into spring season. The weather's getting heavy. There's lots of moisture, both outside and in our bodies. We don't want to contribute to that, or we'll experience heaviness in our minds, depression, lethargy, heaviness in our bodies, weight gain. So here are some tips for you to start to combat these sweet cravings that we're having. We do know that Americans are eating way too much sugar. In fact, just last year, the Washington Post published an article suggesting that the average American is taking 32 whole teaspoons of added sugar every single day. And we know that our poor livers were never designed to process that much sugar. And so this is the perfect time, winter moving into spring, to do a sugar detox. However, I do find that the sugar detox is the biggest obstacle for participants in my 30-day detox. In fact, if you go cold turkey, you may experience quite severe withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety and depression. So my first piece of advice is to go slow. Right? You can start to take the sugar out incrementally. For example, if you drink 3 cups of coffee a day and each cup has a teaspoon of sugar, on day 1 cut down to 2 cups with a teaspoon of sugar. On day 2, cut down to 1 cup. So take your time. And as you're cutting out this processed sugar, which by the way is hidden in foods like boxed processed cereals and flavored yogurts and jars of pasta sauce, you also want to be integrating foods which have the sweet taste from an Ayurvedic standpoint but aren't sugar. So the sweet taste in Ayurveda actually includes not just sugar and not just honey, but whole grains. So think about quinoa and rice, millet and amaranth. The sweet taste also includes dairy. So think about a good cup of warm milk before you go to bed, for example, or some yogurt lassi. You can mix lassi with water for a drink that you can enjoy with lunch. And the sweet taste also includes all of the sweet fruits, like berries, peaches, pears, and all of the sweet vegetables. I always think of carrots, sweet potatoes, and snap peas. So there are lots of really wonderful, healthy sources to get the sweet taste. And then once you've started to come around to the idea of getting the sweet taste from really good healthy food, you can start to bring in more of the other tastes that are more balancing in the spring season. Think about the pungents, the good spices like ginger and cumin and black pepper. Think about the astringent foods like lentils and beans, and then the bitter foods, dark leafy greens and asparagus are some of my favorites. So that is some tips for you. If you still have that sweet craving at the end of the night, instead of reaching for the chocolate, my favorite go-to is a beautiful sweet juicy date instead, which is considered one of the healthiest foods in all of Ayurveda.